Hello, and welcome to Biblical Counseling for today. We're going to be talking about a subject that may be a little bit difficult, but I think that it's something that needs to be done. We're going to be talking about what happens when a husband uses manipulation and emotional abuse towards their spouse. Now, in future podcasts, I will be dealing with the wife and narcissism and some of these other issues that we are struggling with on a daily basis. But today I wanted to really focus on what are some of the signs? How do you know if your husband is using manipulation? Is he really emotionally abusing me? I think a lot of wives may think that they kind of question it. Well, it's not really that bad. It's okay, but I wanted to give you a different perspective just to kind of listen and just really take a look at this and say, ask that sincere question. Am I being abused? So here are some of the things that I would mention. So first of all, manipulation. What is manipulation? This is how you know whether you're being manipulated. And I wrote it down to make sure I got it right. So it says manipulation happens when someone disrespects you, ignores their own behavior, and then blames you for how you reacted. They shift the responsibility away from themselves, and then they're going to really focus on your reaction to it. So it's not really about what they did, it's how you react. And so you kind of walk away from that discussion, kind of questioning your own reality. Um, and that's part of manipulation. So there's a lot of gaslighting and manipulation. So if you're starting to question your own reality and, well, I thought what he did was wrong, but he's saying that I'm overreacting, then I guess I'm the one that's wrong. Okay. You're being manipulated. So here are, I think I have about seven. So bear with me. They're short. I don't really want to go into too much depth about it, but I do want to give you an idea of whether or not you're being emotionally abused or manipulated. Number one, the argument isn't about resolving the disagreement or the conflict. In fact, arguments never really resolve anything. When you argue with your spouse, it's always about what you did wrong. So when there's manipulation and emotional abuse, it's never about understanding. It's about breaking your confidence. It's making you want to prove that they still, that you're worthy of being loved. So let's put it this way. You're having an argument and the argument never gets anywhere. There's a lot of yelling or shouting and stuff. And then you walk away and then you kind of feel like I have to prove that I'm still worthy of being in this relationship. Somehow all of the weight of what happened is on you and nothing goes to the other person. That's a sign of emotional abuse. He criticizes you. So during the argument, he may criticize your appearance. And this is a really big one because he may say you're not attractive. He may say you're too old. Nobody wants you. You're ugly. He's going to criticize your abilities. He's going to criticize whether you're smart. He may say, well, you can't do that. You're too stupid to do that. You don't know how to do this. You're not capable of doing it. I'm going to have to do this. He's going to make you really feel like you're forgetful or you're lazy, you're not good enough. He may criticize all of these things. But the thing about the appearance, is so that when you look in the mirror, you're looking at yourself and now you're saying, I guess I'm not attractive. I guess I'm not pretty. I guess I am too fat. I guess I'm too much this or not enough that. And it's so that you will feel in your heart, well, nobody else would want me. This is as good as it gets. And so you stay stuck in a relationship that's toxic. If he ever criticizes your appearance and says you're not attractive, that's a red flag. He criticizes your hair, your age, your ability. You're too forgetful. You're too lazy. You're always late. He's just tearing you down. That's a red flag. That's emotional abuse. So I think that those are important for us to remember. An argument should never be about tearing down the other person. It's never about bringing in everything from your life. So let's say you forgot the milk. Okay, just an example. And it ends up being in the conversation that, well, you don't do anything right, and you're always late, and you're always forgetful, and you're so stupid. And it just starts to demean you and pull you down, whereas it should have just been, I'm sorry, I forgot the milk. Okay, we'll get some later. But it ends up bringing in every single point from your life. The other thing is that in an emotional abuse, when you're being emotionally abused and manipulated, you really begin to lose your voice. And it's not something that happens overnight. It's little by little. You start to think about everything that you're doing has to revolve around his moods. If he's gonna be okay, and anticipating it. Should I say this? No, if I say that, he'll get mad. If I do that, he'll get mad. I'm coming home late. He's gonna be mad. And it begins to be where your decisions are now being based in fear. They're not based in joy or freedom, they're based in fear. And the moment that he walks in the room, the atmosphere shifts. Those are some red flags. Those are going to show you, okay, I think there's some emotional abuse that's going on because I'm walking on eggshells and I'm trying to anticipate everything so that he's not mad. He's going to get mad. It's like it doesn't matter. He's still mad. Like I made dinner. I got dinner ready. I made dinner, but it wasn't hot enough or it wasn't the food that he wanted. Yeah, you plan your life around his absence. This is another one. And if you have withdrawn from your marriage, but you're still in it, you're going to plan things that you want to do around your husband's absence. So, for instance, you may wait to have the dessert when he's not there so you can enjoy it. You may stay up late to watch that movie just so that you can unwind from him. You're not sharing the important things in your life with him anymore because he'll only criticize it. So you're quiet. You're losing your voice. You forget who you were when you first got married. It's always been just about what he wants, and he doesn't want to do anything that you want. It's all about him. It's emotional abuse. When you are out in public together, he may criticize you, he may demean you, he may say bad things, he may try to put you down, kick you under the bus. Or he may be nice to other people, and in the moment that you're alone, he tears you down. Why did you say that? Why did you wear that? Why did you do that? Why were you talking to that person? Why did you make me wait so long? All of these things that could be going on. And as soon as you're along with him, you're being kicked under the bus. You're being demeaned. You're being lectured. You're no longer a wife. Now you're somebody's punching bag where they can just verbally abuse you. And I would like to say that yes, domestic abuse when you're being hit is very, very bad. I get that. But there are also the emotional scars where your confidence is being pulled down to the point where you say, I don't think I can make it on my own. And he's told me I can't make it on my own, so it must be true. You lose your voice, your opinions don't matter, your feelings don't matter, you go quiet. You stop arguing. And when you do argue, it's to let out all of the frustration and the anger that you've had. And then he says, see, I told you you have an anger issue. It's reactive abuse is what that is. He's setting you up so where you get to the point where you say, I can't take it anymore. And then when you get angry, somehow you're the one who's bad. That's called reactive abuse. Another red flag that you're being manipulated and emotionally abused. So when you're trying to think of things that won't upset him, when you're trying to make your life revolve around him so that he's happy, but there's nothing about your life, you're living in fear. And I would say that the car is a very dangerous place to be for people who, if you're married to a husband who, or a spouse that is an emotional abusive person, because now got you to themselves. There's no witnesses. They can drive really fast. They can try and scare you, intimidate you, lecture you, demean you, pull you down, criticize you, and you're pretty much a hostage at that point. They can even drive super slow so that you'll miss where you need to go and what you need to do. If any of these things sound familiar, please reach out. DoveChristianCounseling@gmail.com. I'm not saying that it's hopeless. I'm not saying that your marriage is doomed. I'm saying that there are some very serious red flags. Now, the scriptures that I wanted to read, and emotional abuse does have lasting effects, but we can be healed from them. But both people in the marriage have to be held accountable. Psalm 34:18, if you're the spouse in the situation. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. You may feel brokenhearted. You may have a crushed spirit and not even realizing it because you're in survival mode. You're just trying to get through day by day. Stop, pray, go to God, ask Him, has my spirit been crushed? Have I been growing and gaining confidence? Is my husband speaking life into my abilities and encouraging me? Or do I feel like every time I'm around him, it's another argument and he's intimidating? He may even get in your face. And you just feel like you're stuck. Now, Colossians 3:19 says, husbands, love your wives and do not be harsh with them. There's no place for being harsh with your wife. A husband is to speak love and care and support and encouragement. He is to look at her gifts and her abilities and bring them out, not squash them. A wife shouldn't have to cry over what her husband is doing to her. That's harshness. So I know that this is a different video, but I felt like it was very important to do. If you or anyone that you know is going through this, there is hope. There is healing. Please reach out. DoveChristianCounseling@gmail.com. I want to be there to support and to help you. Have a great day.